This book is titled Behind the Treebacks. It's by Imam Mohammed, translated by Jennifer Hayashida. This is out of the tremendous Ugly Duckling Press, which is been around for like 30 some odd years. Um, and they resist a lot of uh, digestibility practices, but this is from the Swedish. Drunk in blue white light, the rain's silhouette glitters in fountain. Birds hover in silence, sleepy survivors. Want to call the embrace, men move along store windows, gravel swirls, every surface wears a face owned by orgasm. Fire and ground caress each other, a loop of pleasure from several days ago, and the fan becomes ornament in the ceiling. Extraterrestrial noodle soup drips onto my breasts. I scrub through the skin into another sphere, close my eyes on the wavy couch, want to enter the time I see myself touching. In the draft between doors, oxygen can be heard breathing heavily. Glasses are raised and wine runs down on toenails. Convergence's undertow of hair beneath water. A rug in the living room. It depicts flowers and rectangular shapes. Color enters one another. The movement of shoulders warms its thread further. Fire and black sky. Anguish twists the little heart when you recall your body in flames during the playful act. Fire and yellow sky. So these are, just to give you a view, these are very, very short poems and again, untitled across the page. But yeah, man, sometimes like the poem just kind of, the verse takes over and you just kind of read it, um, you know, without really knowing what it is you're doing. Uh, my friend Patricia, who I just reposted one of her Substack essays, is a really like profoundly meditative, like bodily writer. So tries to incorporate as much physicality to her writing practice as possible. And uh, I think for me, I try to incorporate as much sound in my writing practice as possible. Not in the sense of like, attention to meter and counting every stress and syllable, because I think that's sometimes, I mean, it objectively, like a good attention to uh, meter is going to make the line sound better. However, I think the math of poetry is extremely overrated and mostly invented so that, non poets can feel better about themselves and not understanding a poem. Um, but uh, with something like that, there isn't really an explanation for me as to why the poem kind of takes over, but um, it does just feel like this uh, kind of shared human language. Like poetry is this shared human language where even if we don't know what everybody is trying to say, um, the sound of it all, whether we're incorporating, the consonants of syllables being articulated uniquely, or alliteration, or pauses, stresses. Sometimes even just pairing different, like complex words next to each other makes the tongue and the glottal noises kind of stick together like a fudge. Um, it helps to uh, invoke humanity. It helps to reassure you that, we are just imperfect creatures trying to communicate with each other in ways that stress the fact that, you know, I wish you no harm,